Welcome back to Magic Tarot Cards. This is Jasmine. Today we're going to do part 2 on Miss USA. I already did one reading, and this will be part 2. This is part 2 for Cheslie Kryst. She's the former USA from 2019, I believe. She supposedly jumped over the building where she was living at and fell to her demise. Now, this is going to be her final thoughts and feelings. I've tried to contact her, and I do believe she showed up and she showed me a picture of how things were going for her. I did pre-shuffle. I had to meditate a lot to get this here. So you're not going to see any shuffling in this video. You do see shuffling in the other ones. For those of you that don't like that, you don't have to watch. And I am going to say about the one person that keeps coming on here giving me a bad comment, bad thumbs down, please leave. We don't have no room for your negativity here. I don't accept any type of negative energy here because it only brings my energy down. If you're a true believer of tarot and psychics, fine, watch, comment all you want. But if you just come here to leave nasty comments or your bad opinions, then go away. Because if you don't go away, I'll make you go away. And believe me, I have the power to do that. I don't accept any negativity here. It brings my energy down. Okay? I'm a true psychic. I've been doing this for more than 30 years, which is most of my life. I learned from my ancestors that were gypsies, and I was taught how to read tarot the real way, not like some of these fake ones on here reading out of a book. I don't read out of a book because you can't learn nothing out of a book. Okay, I was taught by real psychic tarot card readers from back in the day. All right. Now, I do have my cup here. It's the only item in my store, but I did put an influence on it. For those that drink from this cup will gain good luck in money and in love and health. All right. So you can purchase it. The link will be down below. All you have to do is click on the link, and then the picture pops up, and click on the picture, and it shows you how to pay for it and order it. All right. So let's get started with the reading. We have, let's see, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards here is what popped up. And then here's another set of cups that I recently bought at Marshall's, y'all. I really love these. They have different designs. And I'm drinking a magic brew that I brew myself. I can't tell you what's in it. There's no liquor. But it is a brew that my ancestors taught me on how to make you more powerful and gain more magic powers. I guess you would call it magic powers. All right. So let's get started with the reading. I did ask, if you're under the age of 18, please click off now. And this channel's my brand. You do not have permission to copy it for any reason. If you do, I guarantee you will suffer the consequences. You can share it for other people to watch, but you cannot use any of it, or any clip of it, for your revenue, okay? You cannot make money off of it, and don't even try. Not even with a disclaimer, because it is branded, and I guarantee you, you will suffer if you do. All right, and that's a warning. That's not just a statement I'm making, that's a warning. So for the first one, we have the Hermit. I did ask her what state of mind she was in when she decided to make this decision. What was she thinking? What were her last thoughts? I asked and I do clean my cards as I go, and if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. I asked her, did she jump on her own? Did someone persuade her? Did someone push her? What happened to her? What happened to her? What made her decide this? All right. So for the first one, we got the Hermit. The Hermit in the upright represents a person that goes up on the hill to think. They meditate, but they have the light to light their way. So usually they come out with a conclusion, a decision to their problems. And then they have the staff to help them along the way. Okay, so in most of her life, she's been in her mind this way. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute, okay? But for her, it was in the reverse. When it's in the reverse, that means the light goes out. You're in much depression. You don't see no way out of your situation, or the problems you're having mentally. This is more of a mental problem than it is health. She didn't really have any health issues. She was young and strong and beautiful, but she had mental issues, okay? I'm seeing schizophrenic tendencies. I'm not saying she's schizophrenic. I remember, y'all, this is alleged because this is YouTube. I have to say that. I don't like using that word, but this is YouTube, so I have to say this is alleged, all right? The information comes from my spirit guides, my tarot cards, and my own psychic abilities. It does not reflect on my personal thoughts and feelings about the situation, so let's get that straight right now. But the light goes out for this hermit when he's in the reverse. He can no longer climb or move forward. Everything turns dark in their mind. And this is what was happening to her throughout her whole entire life. Not just now, but through her whole entire life, she was in this state of mind. Most people that are always happy-go-lucky, like you see them always smiling, happy-go-lucky, are the ones that are really, truly depressed and have mental issues. Okay, if they never show any sadness, it's because they're trying to mask and hide the sadness they already feel on a daily basis. All right, and again, here we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse, and the upright. This is the queen that sits on her throne. She still has problems, but she's able to cut through those problems with her sword here. But it was in the reverse for her. So again, this represents the same thing. She was able to be that queen that she is. She wasn't able to. Now, I'm not talking about Miss USA. I'm just talking about on the inside of herself. She wasn't able to master her true self. She wanted to be her true self, but she wasn't able to master that. When the Queen of Swords in the reverse pops up, it means that you're very judgmental on yourself. You cause your own downfall by your own thoughts. You're not able to lift yourself up with your thoughts. You're very judgmental. You put yourself down on the inside, and you just can't come to terms with stuff. Kind of angry. But even though she wasn't showing it on the inside, she was this way. She kept putting herself down. And all this came from her childhood. Because here it is. Here we have, this is the whole key right here. Here we have, this card comes up when you're getting nostalgic or you're going back to your childhood. But right here, she's showing me that this stemmed from her childhood. See, here we have the two little kids showing each other love. This represents everything that was wonderful in their life, home, family, love, and everything. So for her, this card means that these mental problems that she had stem from her childhood. Number one, she was biracial. Okay, so she got a lot of flack from that, from the kids in school. Kids didn't want to be her friend. I believe in one video she did say something like that. And she always, on the inside, she didn't think much of herself because, even though she never expressed this, y'all, never expressed this, she's expressing it now because she was biracial. A lot of things that people would say would bother her. And then the simple fact that people put the age 30 on her during the Miss USA, that she was the oldest, things like that, it just made her feel even worse. So through her whole life, she was fighting these mental, personal demons about that she wasn't worthy. As a person, she wasn't worthy of anything good. And all of this came from within her. And then from what things that people would say to her. All right, so it wasn't just now that this happened. This has been going on since she was a child, which caused her much depression. As she grew up, she never saw herself as a worthy human being. And she was beautiful. She was beautiful. She's the kind of person that everybody wants to look like. I want that hair. I want her body. My gosh, she had the most beautiful body. I want her career. I want her life. Okay, but she never saw that. She never saw that. She always saw herself low, below everybody else. And she couldn't come up out of that. She was stuck in her mind with that since childhood. Y'all, I'm telling you, since childhood, this has bothered her. Now we have the Four of Swords here. This is when someone is too tired to fight the battle of life, or whatever it is you're going through. You see the soldier here, he is laying down, resting, and he's praying. And then there's other people looking at him, praying for him as well. The swords represent prison, self-imprisonment, mental prison. And this is what her life was like. She showed me again that she was mentally too tired to move on with her life. She just couldn't do it because these thoughts tormented her. They never went away. Thoughts from her childhood never went away. Thoughts about her life went away. Her self-esteem was low, even though she never showed it, y'all. I'm telling you, she had the bubbly, most confident personality. But people that are like that all the time are the ones that are fighting these personal demons in their mind. They mask it with being happy and bubbly. I know people this way because I work in the healthcare industry, so I know people this way, and they mask their mental illness. All right. So in this card, she was imprisoned with her mental illness. She was imprisoned with the thoughts that she couldn't get rid of. She was imprisoned with the feelings that she couldn't get rid of. Okay, which gave her what? It gave her fear. Here we have the fear card. This is a 9 of Swords. The person is blindfolded here. Arms are tied in the back, and they're surrounded with swords. Swords again represent prison. This is actually the fear card. It's called fear, fear, fear. Okay, so when this comes up, this means a person cannot see their future. They cannot move forward because they are binded by fear. Now, this could also come up when someone is in prison, because that's what these swords represent. Their home, their beautiful home and mansion is far, their future is far away because they can't get to it. See, and they're barefooted. All right. So this represents bondage, mental bondage. So she was in a mental prison from the time she was a child until now, because she cannot come out of these thoughts. There were many, many, many thoughts that she had about being black, about being biracial, about getting older. Maybe her life would be over after the age of 30. Maybe nobody would love her. She even talked about her hair one time. There's nothing wrong with her hair. But everybody would put an emphasis on, okay, your hair should be straight. Just little things like that we wouldn't even think about that bothered her tremendously, y'all. Tremendously. All these things bothered her a whole lot. All right. All her life. So now we have the 5 of Swords. I did ask if there was somebody else involved. Did she get pushed? Did someone talk her into jumping? Who else knew about this? And then the last reading, or the first reading that I did get a male figure that popped up that either knew about this or suspected this or maybe was involved in it. So again, I got the 5 of Swords. This is a bad card. This is not a good card to have either way. In the upright, it represents someone that's very aggressive, that uses their power of aggression. You see, it's a sword. Swords are never good. Okay? Power of aggression to get other people to do things their way. So he is fighting these opponents, and he stole the swords, and then you see he's got 3 that he's taken already. And then these opponents were so outwitted by him that they couldn't fight that battle, so they threw down their swords and walked away. The water in the back is very murky. That means turbulence, lots of turbulence. And look at the sky, how it is deep, deep in her mind, deep in her thoughts. Okay, that's the upright position. Now in the reverse, it just means the exact same thing, only it means that you know what the other person is thinking. So I do feel like there was a male figure in her life that maybe she never talked about, that would bring her aggression, his aggression towards her, to get her to do things his way. This could have been a love relationship or something like that. There is one person out there that was her friend and knew her well, that she might have been dating, but this is not him. This shows a second person that was involved somehow. All right. Again, here he is. I asked, did this person talk her into jumping? Did they push her? What happened? I want to know, was she pushed? Was she talked into this? Or did they encourage her to do this to her? So here we have, this is the sneaky card. This is the same person here. Very sneaky, stealing the swords. All right, but if in the upright, you see how he left evidence behind? Okay, evidence behind. So that means in the reverse, you find out what the evidence is. This person was into a lot of sexual activity. That's what these tents in the background represent. Back in the day, this is in the Egyptian times. Back in the day, the men that were in the Egyptian times would ride on their camels. And when they would ride into town, their town was all tents, the prostitutes would be in these tents, and they would have, intercourse with these prostitutes. So that's what this represents, sexual activity. And nowadays, sexual activity could be anything. It could be 1-800 numbers, child pornography, anything like that. But in the reverse, it means that this person is returning. Returning, y'all. Remember, it was Mercury retrograde. We just came direct on the 4th. So during Mercury retrograde, old people return into your life. People that are no good. Okay? So I do feel like one person returned that she never talked about to try to give her an apology. Okay? But this apology was not sincere. Okay? This person only coming back to cause problems, to cause trouble, saying, I'm sorry that this went this way, or I did what I did. Oops, it was an accident. I didn't mean to do it. But they're only coming back to cause trouble. And then they leave when Mercury goes direct. Okay, and another reason I feel like she jumped is because Mercury retrograde makes you... Mercury retrograde comes in to do an ending. Okay, it's a redo planet, and it brings endings. That's why during Mercury retrograde, there's a lot of endings, a lot of breakups, a lot of divorces, because it pushes it through. Now, if you're in a state of mind the way she does, I feel like Mercury retrograde finished a job and pushed it through for her, okay? Which is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It was a terrible, terrible thing that happened to her, okay? This is terrible. I was very, very saddened by this. It hurt me deeply to see such a beautiful young woman with so much potential to end her life this way. It was horrible. But I still feel like there was somebody else involved. All right. Now this is the Ace of Cups. This person offered her this cup once. Okay. This is a while back. This isn't now. Okay. This person offered her this beautiful cup of love, new beginnings, a baby. This is a baby card as well, but it's in the reverse. That means this person lied, didn't pull through on the promise that they had given her, perhaps maybe cheated back in the day. This is from the past, y'all. This is in the past position. All right. And I do feel like this person came back, or maybe contacted her, texted her, emailed her, something to that effect, and, try to come back in. This also shows a loss, not a loss of it does show a loss of a child, but not for her. For her, it's showing a loss of a child that could have been. So she wanted to have a baby from this person here once, a long time ago, but it never happened because this person cheated and lied and did all that stuff. All right. Oh, okay. This card goes here. Sorry, y'all. I'm getting ahead of myself. Now, okay, so after, see, I got ahead of myself. So after this person did that, I see her moving away from the situation. She didn't want to be involved with this person here, so because she felt mentally imprisoned. Here we are again with the mental imprisoned. This woman has left, is leaving. Here is the water that's wavy, turbulent, a lot of turbulence here. Turbulence, lots of turbulence. See the water? Lots of turbulence. So this person is trying to get out of this mental prison, out of this mental relationship or imprisonment relationship, and go to the other side. All right. Again, loss. This one comes next. Then the loss of... After leaving, the loss that she felt of this here. All right. Sorry, I got confused because these got mixed up. Now, so I asked for the final conclusion. I asked her, has she found the light? That card did not come up in this reading. Usually when they find the light, the Hangman card comes up and shows that they're in the light or around the light or near the light. That did not come up. Okay. This card is when you're at a crossroads. So her life in the upright was at a crossroads. Again, the murky water, blue, deep in your thought, deep in your thoughts. All right. So all that represented blindfolded again, blindfolded because she cannot see her future due to the mental status that she was in. She could not see forward. She cannot see her future. She has her back turned to the turbulence because she's at a crossroad. Didn't know where to go from here with her life. Didn't know what to do. So what was the final conclusion? She came to a final conclusion here. When it's in the reverse, the Two of Swords means you've decided to take one road. This is a crossroads. You're at a crossroads. You're going to go this road or this road. But you're standing still. This is stagnation because you don't know what to do. When you are in the reverse, that means you finally made a decision. What was her decision? And the final outcome was the Tower. Well, what are these people doing? The lightning hits and they're falling to their death. Final decision. Okay, that was her final decision, that she couldn't go on anymore, because she could not get past these mental thoughts she was having. She needed some help, y'all. She needed some help with her thoughts. She had some thoughts that she just couldn't come out of. She needed help with these thoughts. And I know what she is talking about. I can see what she was thinking. I can feel what she was thinking. And me, myself, in my lifetime, I've been in that position. Okay, I've been in a position where I was stuck in some horrible thoughts and I could not get out of them, and they were tormenting me. But what did I do? I right away went to my spirits and I prayed and prayed and I lit candles and I did rituals so I could come out of that state, because it was not healthy for me to be in a mental state like that. But I've been where she's at. I've been in her shoes, and I can feel and I can see how she was, and it was a terrible mental state that she was in. So she finally made that decision, and this is what happened. The tower moment, and it's an unexpected event. The tower moment is an unexpected event that hits, and it causes someone to fall to their death. And this is exactly what happened to her. All right. I do feel like there's somebody here that knew something. Still, Spirit isn't telling me everything. Will there be a third reading? I don't know. But let me get a drink. I feel like everyone should pray for her spirit. I don't see her in the light right now. I don't see her. No card like that came out, and I don't see it. All right, yeah. I do feel like our Lord is a very forgiving Lord, because, there's some people that are born with mental instability, okay? If you kill yourself and you're born with this mental instability, I don't feel like that's your fault, and I think that God knows that. So I do feel like he's a very forgiving God, and then he will move you out of that human body and into a different place. All right. Our Lord loves us, and he knows that our human bodies are not perfect. They don't always function well. A lot of people will be sick and then they die, and then people say, well, why did he die? Okay, because God's not going to leave you in a body that doesn't work. Okay, if your body no longer works and functions, God takes you out of it. All right, and he puts you someplace else. All right, so this is what I see from her. I feel like she gave me a story here. I can feel her. I can see her thoughts. I can hear her thoughts. And I can literally feel what she was feeling at that moment. And it was not good, y'all. It was not good. Please pray for her. Do not forget to pray for her. Y'all, I am on TikTok. at Magic Tarot Cards. I'll put it down in the description. Please follow me over there, y'all. You can see clips of stuff there that you're not going to see here on YouTube, because of copyright issues. Over there you can use any music you want, so I do little skits and little clips. Please follow me over there. I'd like to see your support. Comment, like, thumbs up, whatever they do over there, but please follow me, and I will see you next time on my next reading. All right, bye bye.